June can only get closer to its end, and that means Title Update 2 is just around the corner. I don't know about y'all, but personally, I'm not that hyped anymore. I mean, just look at the recent Steam reviews, mostly negative. So it's not just me. A lot of people are clearly disappointed with Monster Hunter Wilds at this point. And it's not without a reason. Poor optimization, lack of content, and the questionable difficulty level are, in my opinion, the main culprits here. Sure, the Street Fighter 6 collab in the previous update was cool. They also added 8-star tempered monsters in response to complaints that the game was too easy. But so far, none of it seems to actually fix the core issue. The data speaks for itself. The player count dropped drastically, from around 1.3 million at launch to this. That's clear proof the game failed to offer an engaging endgame loop like previous entries. Running through the endgame loop doesn't feel rewarding. There's nothing to gain. So of course, players are quitting. Before Title Update 1, the only challenging monsters were Arkfeld and Gormagala. And Arkfeld still held the top value in terms of rewards because its gem is worth 1000 points to trade for armor spheres. No wonder people just kept farming him. He's the most rewarding fight. Then came Arch-Tempered Rado and Mizitsune. But only Arch-Tempered Rado really gave rewards worthy of the challenge, with a Gamma armor set you could craft after beating it. And even that was tied to a time-limited event. The addition of other 8-star tempered monsters like the Apexis and Gormagala did add a bit of variety in terms of difficulty. But the problem is, they're just hard, tanky, and hit like a truck. That's it. You only get a sense of pride from beating them. No other rewards. Still not a solution for a proper endgame loop. As for the Archon weapon system, well, I guess it is what it is. Gambling mechanics like this are common for endgame loops these days, farming decorations included. Even in base world, the endgame was about hunting stream stones for augmenting. But I think the real problem lies in other elements. Take material retrieval for example. By completing certain side quests and optional quests, you can get help from the locals of the Forbidden Lands to gather materials like honey, bitterbug essence, godbug essence, and so on. These materials accumulate over time or after you complete quests. It's actually similar with previous games. But what makes Monster Hunter Wilds different is the rest feature. You can time skip as long as you have enough points, which means you can endlessly farm materials as much as you want, without even going on a hunt. And I think this is the core of the problem, because now players no longer feel the urgency to hunt, to take on quests, which is the very essence of the game, hunting monsters. Okay, I get that this was meant to be a quality of life feature, but I think by doing so, they actually removed one essential element of the endgame loop. It feels more like the opposite of a gameplay loop, if anything. Usually the cycle is prepare, hunt, reward, prepare again. Now, you can just skip the preparation and the hunt. Of course it doesn't loop anymore. Aside from that, quest variety in this game is extremely limited. You've basically only got two types, hunting and slaying. The rest are just side quests you can only do once, and this might also be one of the reasons players are getting bored fast. The pace is monotonous. I personally think the game needs things that slow the pace down a bit. Like those classic egg delivery quests. Yeah, I know people hate those. Or other types of gathering quests. Maybe the folks in the oil well basin could ask for ore. Or the wood could request for honey. I mean, we also now have to gather ingredients for meals ourselves, so why not turn that into quest too? And let's not even start on drop rates. These days, if you need a gem, you know exactly which quest to do, because the map literally shows you the bonus reward for every quest. I know that this will definitely divide opinions since it's another quality of life change, but like it or not, it affects the endgame loop. Back then, you didn't know what you were gonna get from a hunt. You only knew the drop rate. That uncertainty was what kept people grinding. Now, you break wounds, you get materials. It's just that easy, man. In the end, it all comes down to the reward and punishment system. There's barely any punishment, but a ton of rewards. No wonder people quit after 2-3 months. And all those things I mentioned before, they're the exact reasons why the endgame loop doesn't loop. With an endgame like this, the game doesn't just feel less rewarding. It kills the motivation to keep playing. I know this is a game about hunting monsters. The title speaks for itself. But there should be more to it. Rewards that match the effort. Something that gives us reason to keep coming back. I just hope the dev team finds a solution for this soon. Because, to be honest, I don't think Title Update 2 will fix it. If it somehow does, great. But for now, I'm not holding my breath. What about you? Are you as pessimistic as I am? Or are you still optimistic about the Title Update 2? Drop a comment and let me know what you think. Also, subscribe if you liked the video. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, remember to stay away from poaching and hunt within regulations. Peace.